Hello and welcome to our latest Gemini Rogues video. This is Earnship Roma, battleship of the tier 7 class, I believe, colours 05.
Yeah, the Italian. You can see that it's ironclad, so you don't really think of that when you think of an Italian ship after the cruisers, but above average armour thickness, tough, above average HP as well. And you can see there it's a Littorio-class battleship, or Littorio. She would carry plenty of powerful battery guns for a ship of her size and protected by reliable side armour with good torpedo protection. You can see that entered service in 1942 and a bit of a response to the British and French Mediterranean fleets. But we'll come back to the history when we get back into the gameplay. But for now, we'll have a look at the old statistics of the Roma. I mean, which one? This is your build. How you like yourself.
My build.
You run through these how you want it.
Okay. I can't remember what I'd go for. Let's watch it because I have no idea. Oh, here we go. I actually tried secondaries because with playing the Roma, I've decided that it's a brawler. It's definitely a brawler.
It can't be a brawler.
Why?
It's just tier 7 battleship. Nobody brawls at tier 7. Everyone just sits behind an island. Secondaries are redundant.
Yeah, well, the thing is, I did notice that because when I went forward, everyone wasn't there.
Yeah, nobody does. And you become the old focal point.
Yeah,
you like your propulsion, don't you?
The old Italian ships are very good with manoeuvrability, so I would strongly recommend propulsion, but it's not a massive negative if you don't go for it. The other ones like your rudder shift and so forth are very good.
One.
Yeah, very good, but don't know. But you got no choice on this one. You got 2 million coin just gone.
You do get a fair bit with it though, like 20% extra spotting range.
Do you need it? Or shouldn't your cruisers and
it's not really your
destroyers?
job, is it?
No.
Yeah, so it's a bit of a waste. There's a few other perks with it as well. Secondaries again?
See, that's what I mean. This ship does point towards secondaries.
I mean, that's not a bad one. But traverse isn't bad on Roma. The guns are pretty good, aren't they? You know, traverse-wise. They're not like you, oh, come on, come round, I need them round, I need them round. They're always pretty reliable to me. So this is one you could potentially go with to get your reload down. Because traverse is not really affected that much, I don't think.
Yeah, true. I do. If I can remember rightly, the reload's not actually too bad, like you say. Traverse isn't that bad, actually.
I mean, I like this ship. I'm just going to throw it out there straight away. I'm not a big fan of the Italian ships that have been brought into this, but I do like the Roma. I mean, which most of them, 2 cruiser commanders, a destroyer commander, and a battleship commander. I mean, there's not really much choice you've got, really, is there, when it comes to who you got to put in it? You put Paolo in it? Paolo, do you
I think I go Luigi.
You've gone Paolo.
Sorry, this is Roma video. Sorry.
Yeah. Paolo.
Paolo. I do actually smash some points on him, to be fair.
I mean, look at his main perk: reload time, battleship guns, 0.3. I don't think you notice if he hadn't got that perk. To be fair, a very keen eye if you can tell the difference between having it and not having it. But you've gone all the way to 50.
I'm gonna smash him on.
Look at that! Over half a million commander XP, 3 insignias, and 153 promotion orders.
I did save them for this, but I feel like they were slightly wasted.
I mean, what you got now? What you gonna perk him up to? So you've got legendary.
I'm going legendary as well.
Yeah,
man. We've got to give
messing about now, aren't we?
We've got to give him the full treatment.
We're not messing about. So now we're going to put some inspiration. Who you gone? Inspiration-wise, it's a pretty tricky thing to do before you played it.
I can't remember. I think I gave British traits. Oh no,
Reduces the grouping of your main guns, battleship guns.
It doesn't help. It needs to be about 20%. It doesn't help. And I think we go Otto. Is Otto the German one?
Yeah, Otto Gilax.
Yeah, Otto.
I'm always tempted with Japan. You know, the French one for the extra AP.
I have tried him.
Yeah, I'll sometimes go in, but you can struggle with overpenning. Risk of catching fire, risk of flooding from torpedo damage. Quite a good reduction, 8%. It's not to be dismissed if that. You're not going to get them any bigger because you've got up to 15, so that's fully upgraded. Reload time again down, but range. That's the big one for me, especially at tier 7.
No, it's a brawler, don't forget.
Yeah,
it's a brawler.
but I always like range.
You want to get in.
To be fair though, the dispersion on the guns, like you've mentioned, makes it just that bit better to have that range reduced because it just stops you firing shots at distance that aren't going to do much anyway.
Because if you think about it, if you've set up your build with secondaries in the previous screens,
Here we go
then
again.
it's ideal.
Secondaries again. I like the symbol for the next one. It's like the hand of God. The finger to finger.
That's the 16th chapel.
I mean,
it?
an extra 8 penetration, detonation of your shells by 10%.
I do go for this and I regret it.
Yeah, I didn't. And I got a lot better results out of my Roma guns than you did. You should have gone with your secondaries there.
Yeah.
You can't turn that down. That's self-explanatory there. And I went with this one as well. Repair party package. I don't know if you're going to do it or you're going to go with range of your guns to get them back up after you've reduced them, which is a bit of a drawback for yourself. I didn't go with a reduction in range, so I went with the extra repair patch when I built my Roma, whereas you've gone down a different route. So just different ways of building, isn't it, really? It depends what suits your playstyle. You're going to use it more as a brawler. I'm going to use it more as a flirting on the edge of the battle.
Don't forget, if you've got your German commander, you can swap him in for your secondaries.
Yeah.
He is very good. And if you've got Hyde, he gives you extra HP.
What the point? You've gone there for the extra AP shell damage and HE shell damage, the special effects mode.
That's when you're close to one of your teammates or you're close to one.
4.5 kilometres or 3 on the other one. So we'll have a look at that.
This is the crux of it.
HE shells, I found HE rounds pretty good on the Roma. Decent chance of firing. Not exponential, should I say, 24%.
24's not bad.
Decent damage, though. Look at your reload, 22.5 on a battleship at tier 7. It's spewing them rounds. But your fire range is reduced to 15.4 with this build, isn't it?
It's a brawler, man, but doesn't actually hit out.
See, that's why I went a different route, and I can hit things, but I don't brawl in it. So, again, look at their shell damage from the AP. 12,540.
That's not bad.
That's decent.
Not bad.
I like the Roma because you know what you're getting, and I think the tier 4, the Julio, the tier 4 premium battleship as well that's recently come out, that is exactly the same. It never smashes things very often, but it just does reliable amounts of damage every single time. I like it.
I do like
consistent.
tier 4 one. I do like it.
You've only got 3 repair patches on yours as well. 80-second reload time.
Got 4 planes.
Yeah. Well, that's always handy. Do you stick with your catapult fighter or do you swap them out?
I do try the spotter plane, but I think in this video it does show it working, but it's very random.
Yeah, I've often found there's no real effect.
No, it's extremely random.
Yeah, I've never noticed like, oh, my spotter's up, that's why that's super grouping there. It's amazing. I can't not hit him. It just feels like I've got a plane up and I can see things for about 30 seconds and
If they put that on the tier 4 one, I probably wouldn't use it because it won't make much difference.
73.6 reload on your damage control party. That's pretty quick. That's pretty good for your flooding and your fires to be put out.
I always go with this booster, mainly because of the gun range, movement speed, and consumables. You can't give that up. Can't give it up.
Camo comes with permanent camo, obviously, because it's a premium ship.
Yeah.
I think, to be fair though, the Roma's just come out at the wrong time. And I think this is a really good ship that's going to get slagged down because it's come out just as everybody's getting Yamatos and Grosser Kurfürsts and Alaskas.
Yeah.
So I must have said about 8 out of 10 games I had in the Roma were all legendary matches. And for any tier 7 battleship, against the Yamato, you ain't got a chance. And it just made the Roma feel like not as good a ship as what it is.
I felt confident
in
those. 65.
65,000, that's a lot of hit points.
Now, I was just about to say, I have been in some Yamato games and I have faced them. And
you can smash them.
Yeah.
But they smash you back. That's the problem.
No, it's quite bouncy, the Roma. It's quite bouncy with shells.
So you can see there, 3x3 381mm guns, 12x 190mm secondaries, as well as 4x3 152mm. So your secondaries, like you said, they're decent.
They're good.
5.3 kilometre range is a bit of a letdown.
Yeah.
Speed, look at the speed, look at the rudder shift time, the turning circle. It's like a big cruiser. And that's a bit of a trait, I think, of Italian battleships as a premium route to go by is nimbility. I like another new word I've come up with. Nimbility. Quite stealthy as well for a battleship, 14.5, 12.2 by air, and guaranteed from 2, but that's no... the detectables in smoke, 13.9. It's hardly worth using it, is it?
It's not actually.
So you're getting called out already by your Shah nurse friend.
What was he asking for?
I don't know, we're asking for help, I think.
Really? Oh, Shani.
I do like how the Roma looks as well. I don't know, I just love that. You know, the red and white frontal part of all the Italian ships. I don't know, I just like it. It's a good looking ship.
It's quite low as well, isn't it, don't you think?
It's just its mobility as well. I mean, I'll go for a bit more its history now. Like we said, it's the kind of never did anything, which is a shame during the war. It were, like I say, were designed to combat the fleets of the British and the French in the Mediterranean. And then the war started, and the Italian Navy had no fuel. So the ship were never used. It were basically used as anti-aircraft defence for major cities in Italy because it just couldn't get out around the battlefield. So it never really did anything. I mean, it got passed around after the Italians swapping sides during the war, and it was on its way down the Straits of Bonifacio to be handed over in Malta to the Allies, and the Germans weren't going to stand for this at all. So the Luftwaffe spent its specialist wing, the KG-100, armed with the Fritz X radio-controlled bombs, newly designed bombs, and the Roma didn't fare well. It took a few shots that destroyed the engine room, and then it destroyed it complete with a second bomb hit it, and the ship capsized, broke into two, and unfortunately 1,393 men went down with it, including the captain.
That's bad.
So the actual history of the Roma is quite tragic in a way. It never really fulfilled its ambition, and it went down with quite a heavy loss of life for such an important ship in the Italian Navy. That's its history, unfortunately.
Was it the main ship of the Italian Navy then?
Well, it was. It was the third in its class. I know it says here it's like the Littorio-class, but I believe it was the Littorio. Its other sister ship, which was the lead ship of the class when it was started. But Costa Roma was built 4 years after its other two sister ships.
Wow.
Obviously, at that point, you learn what your other two ships have been built like. You learn the negatives, and the Roma was actually upgraded because all the things they'd learnt from the other two. So it was practically the most powerful out of the three. And unfortunately, it never got a chance to show what it could do on the ICs.
Like in this, Megami side on. Nothing.
You're dodging torpedoes, isn't it?
Yeah, I only know because he's side on and he's not shooting. But what's that mean? He's torpedoing, and my shells will not touch it.
This is your fault for that 10% extra detonation time or whatever you put on your fuses.
That's for cruisers in it. That's what I thought it was for.
I don't use that, and I can smash cruisers in mine. I did not struggle to that. I mean, the 380, is it on 381mm guns?
Yeah, they are pretty good guns. This Zara suffers.
Yeah, I mean, it's not built for hitting cruisers, is it?
Not at distance.
I mean, this is what you expect from the Italian ship, and this is what I thought the battleships were going to be like. Gone.
Gone. Someone injured him actually. I didn't actually kill him.
That's what I expected from the battleships, and I was gladly wrong. The Roma is a fantastic ship. Like I say, I don't think it's going to be one of these ships where you saw the Jean Barts everywhere as soon as people learn them, and the Odins have not been as
no, they haven't
regular on the battlefield as I'd like to see. But I don't think the Roma will be either. But this is more of a challenging, more solid battleship. This is going to give you regular good results. I don't think you're ever going to do anything exponential in the Roma. I don't think it's going to be absolute wow, I've done amazing game after amazing game. I don't think it's got that in its locker, but it's not a bad ship by any means. It's consistent.
My shooting is consistent.
Poor. Your secondaries have started up though.
Have they?
Well, you've got 2 secondary hits in. Oh, one, sorry. I'm looking at the wrong thing. One. You've done well. He's got side his on for you, which you know what that means, don't you?
I'm going to miss him.
You know he's going to torp you.
Oh, yeah. Of course.
You know what's coming. Can you get him finished off? Nice damage again. It's just consistent damage with the Roma. This is what I find the guns do. You never seem to actually smash in Citadel. You can hit Citadels in it, but it's not as often as you get from, say, like an Iowa or anything other Tier 7 battleship. But unlike those ships where you can sometimes fire and you do 3,000 damage or 2,000, it's just as pitter-patter. The Roma just consistently churns out 6, 7, 8,000 damages from the volley consistently. That bloody
Except for this one.
The Vostok.
No, the Roma. I didn't accidentally shoot him, but wasn't actually expecting to hit him from that range.
And another set. This is kind of the Roma in a nutshell. This is basically pick this game just to show the ins and outs and how the guns and the ship behave. It's very mobile, it's very agile, the guns are reliable. It's got stand-up armour, like you've already mentioned. We're going to see the stand-up armour later on. I think that Vostok comes for a bit more action. I think you can see now he's just turned across the map and he's heading straight for you. And we're going to see what it's like when you're fighting. Dodging torpedoes again.
Thing is, I don't... You know when you're in a battleship, normally you think destroyers, you're going to be dead, aren't you?
Yeah.
The Italian battleships are quite nimble. You don't really...
You're not scared, are you?
No.
It's weird. It's strange. It's the only battleship class. I don't know if the Tech Tree battleships when they release are going to be the same, but from the Tier 4 Premium... Ninja.
You're a ninja.
From the Tier 4 Premium and the Roma itself, you're like, bring it on, destroyers.
Yeah.
It's like, look at this, turn on a sixpence. I have fought against a few Romans, and I've obviously fought against a couple of the tier 4, the Caesars, and you can't torp them. It's really hard. I mean, they can move off a predictive line in a heartbeat, and the chance of them still being on that same line, unless they're a poor player who just, like this Odin, just sails in a straight line consistently, then you're going to struggle to hit him.
I didn't hit him.
No, you didn't. Some fuses you've messed about with. But anybody's watching this video, this is a perfect example of not to use that perk on that commander in this ship. It's just not stand up.
I think if you're going to go for a brawl, I don't use it.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely not. It doesn't help you at any point, does it? I mean, it's random. You've hit that Vostok, can't you? Nice grouping, though. I know they're a little bit low, but randomly.
Thing is, it didn't really smash him, though, did it? Get him in the right spot, but didn't smash.
Yeah. But that's the thing, that's one drawback I think I can say of the Roma, is it doesn't smash enough. It's, like I say, it's negate. Oh, he took that. Just caught you, that front torpedo.
Just.
It doesn't. It's pretty good and consistent with its damage. It's one of them battleships, where you can rely on guns to constantly churn out damage, but it just hasn't got that. Like the Arizona. At any point in Arizona, it's going to absolutely rip something to pieces. Warspite at any moment could rip whatever you're shooting at to pieces. Just don't get that feeling with the Roma.
It's like the finishing aspect of stuff, isn't it?
Yeah.
It doesn't. This is where it all goes wrong.
Is that like you to go wrong?
I know, but the guns don't hit it, and they don't penetrate it very well. You think Citadel, Vladivostoks are like citadels.
I find the best place to shoot Vladivostoks is near the rear gun.
Really? Yeah. I find the front's better.
I've Citadel the few front rear, near the rear guns. Okay. I don't know why, it just seems like there, look, you've hit him in a good spot, and it's just not.
Nothing.
It's just not done. There's that middle shell's looking, just a bit too high.
Nothing.
But as a general rule, if I was summing up the Roma as an airship, for 2,500 on the Admiralty, all the stuff you get with it as well on the Admiralty along the way, it's for nothing. It's for nothing. It's a fantastic, solid battle. You're just not doing that, are you?
Nothing.
But I like the Roma. I just think, like I said before, I think it's just come out at the wrong time. It's been released straight into the middle of everybody getting the legendary ships. Even the Alaskas of this world are potent guns that can fire at ranges that especially if you set up like yours at 15 kilometers, can just rip you to pieces from too far a distance.
That wasn't me.
But I really do like the Roma.
The armour is very bouncy, This Vladivostok does eventually start trying to shoot at me, but then he actually changes because he can't damage.
Yeah, nothing. Yeah. This is what I mean. This ship it's nothing special, but it does everything well. Yeah. Does that make sense? It's apart from its agility, its agility is fantastic, but its armour's good, its guns are good, but neither of them are exceptional.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. I think it's a very solid, good tier 7 battleship.
I think if you spent time tweaking your commander and your setup, you could get this rolling quite nicely.
Yeah, definitely. I believe there's people out there who could. I mean, these are the HE rounds. You've not fired them much. I've used them a lot more than you have, and I've found the HE rounds to be pretty stand up, pretty reliable and good.
I fired them at the destroyer.
Your dispersion's unreal. I don't know how your
it's
dispersion.
Bad, isn't it?
It's same when you're in your tier 4 one as well. It's all over the place. I love my tier 4 one. You've seen videos we've got with dispersion on it quite tight, and then I watch your videos and it's like,
I think my commander's like too pissed up on Vino or something.
I think it's a fantastic looking ship as well. Everything about
it's a nice model, isn't it?
Yeah, I do like the Roma. It's just a shame, like historical wise. Hopefully, it's an homage to all them sailors who lost their life on it, and that you've got to remember and respect them as well when you play this ship, if that makes sense to a point. I like it. I really like the Roma. Where would you put it, having played most of the tier 7 battleships?
Oh, it's near the top, definitely.
Yeah.
But purely because of the bouncy armour on it.
And the agility.
Yeah.
Look at that turning circle there. That's immense.
Look at the turrets turning. Look at the rear turret.
And you've got the slower traverse on that as well with your commander build.
Have I?
I thought you picked that one.
Oh, I did, yeah. You're right, yeah. I did.
For the extra reload, you reduce the turret traverse. So yours is slowed down on that. I really like that. I'm going to put it out there. I detest the tech tree cruisers on the Italian line. Pointless, useless ships that have got no use in this game at all. I do not know what they bring into the table. 15-second reloads at tier 3 for guns that don't do anything. But the battleships, don't be put off. If you've played all the Italian cruisers and you've managed to get some in the crates now because it's like early access, don't think that the battleships are anything like the cruisers. The battleships are stand up, they're good, especially the tier 4 one. We've got a review coming out soon for the tier 4 battleship as well. That's well worth looking at, because that is another ship that's well worth a look into. I know it's not an earnable one, but it's a very good battleship.
They are completely different, aren't they? Absolutely 100% different. One about the traits, the actual cruisers, you're going to get smashed. It don't matter how you get hit, what you get hit by, or where you get hit, you get smashed. These battleships are very, very... They're good fun to play, because you can take them in tier 7. I know this is tier 7 anyway. But you take it into a tier 7, and...
You didn't even get any flooding on that.
It's got good torpedo protection.
Torpedo reduction is really good.
Very
There's
good.
a lot of hit points to play with as well.
65,000. Yeah.
Not Shaughness has not stopped shouting at you all this game.
I ain't got a thing from him, any. Don't know why.
You've got your spotter up, but
He's still at it.
Yeah, fall back.
But I think the only thing lacking on this Roma is the fact that mine couldn't hear anything.
I don't have that problem. I've had some really good stand-up games at Roma where you just like you say, you've either been let down by your teammates at tier 7 who just want to sit behind an island at the back, or I've been having games like this where you get up to like 90,000 damage and then a Udaki turns up from nowhere and just wipes you out. I believe the potential. We didn't have the Roma long. We only had it for a week, and in that time we've had to get other stuff done video-wise. So we didn't have that long to play it. But the few games we did have in it, I think it's real stand-up. I think there's potential in there to do more.
Oh God, yeah, I think if I spent time tweaking it, you could get it very, very competitive in tier 7.
Yeah.
Definitely. Even though it's not got any torpedoes or anything. It's a shame, really, about that. It really is a big shame about the torpedoes. If it had some. It didn't historically have any, did it?
No, I don't think so.
No.
Well, look how nimble it is.
So like your Odin, that's got torpedo at tier 7, which makes it good fun to play.
Yeah.
That's my point.
Yeah. I just think this is, if you're summoning a component to the Odin, the last airship, then you've got similar traits as in like you would like to brawl in it, don't you? Obviously, you haven't got your torpedoes, but I think the guns are more reliable on the Roma. I think they do more damage. I think they're more reliable for penetration and everything. So I think if you're going toe-to-toe with an Odin, you don't want to get too close because there's torpedoes, but I think you could outgun him, and I think you've got just as good armour as well.
Yeah, I agree with that. If your commander actually is set up to actually hit stuff, then
That's nice dispersion.
I know, I've noticed that HE dispersion is completely different to AP dispersion.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but it goes to show if you're going to smash a lot of HE shots, then you're going to be probably doing some nice scores.
Yeah. I mean, it's 24%. We didn't get to show it this game that much, but the HE round at 24% chance of fire was substantial. Substantial risk. It's not like it's. I mean, the cruisers hate to keep coming back to them, but it's 9%. 9% chance of fire on the low tier cruisers is just non-existent. It's just not a threat. That's nice grouping again, really.
Still not
going to hit him, are you?
No, not that distant. It's just a quick shot to try and do something at the end. But
well, I think this is a ship that will come into its own once the aircraft carriers come out.
yeah,
I think the Roma, once the aircraft carriers, I'm not saying that aircraft carriers are coming out, but if they do, the fact that then all ships have got to be mobile, you can't sit still or you're in risk of getting destroyed. I think that the Roma then, as a mobile, agile battleship, can really come into its own.
Yeah, I agree with that. But if you can sort out your dispersion, sort out your AP detonation, the Roma's good.
Yeah, definitely.
Just don't say it all like me.
Yeah. Whatever he did on his build, do opposite.
Okay then, Curzlo, fine. Thank you very much for your it's Roma, isn't it? Roma knowledge.